Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a calm, text-to-speech friendly deep dive about Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktas, two names the Turkish community knows by heart. If you enjoy long-form stories told clearly and respectfully, please hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell. Thank you, and let's get into it. For months, viewers have followed Dylan and Baron's fictional love story with all the highs and lows that come with a primetime drama. Off-screen, though, Yağmur Yüksel and Barış Baktas have tried to keep things simple, work like professionals, protect their private lives, and let the show speak for itself. That balance became harder this week after a late-night visit, reported by several entertainment pages and amplified by fan accounts, sparked a new round of questions. Did Yağmur really stop by Barış's home after a long day? Did the evening stretch into the morning? And if so, what does that mean? Before we unpack the timeline, a quick reminder. Much of what circulates online comes from second-hand observations. None of the details you're about to hear have been confirmed directly by either Yağmur or Barış at the time of this recording. Treat them as claims in context, not as verdicts. With that said, here's what people are talking about. According to multiple fan pages that compile sightings, the evening began after a heavy shooting day that ran long. Crew members were seen leaving at staggered times. A driver familiar to the production allegedly picked up Yağmur from a studio-adjacent cafe close to midnight. Around the same window, posts geotagged near Üsküdar showed light traffic and a thin drizzle, nothing dramatic, just the kind of weather that makes you want to talk indoors rather than on a sidewalk. Several hours later, sometime around sunrise, the same fan hubs posted that the two were spotted departing a residential address with takeaway cups in hand and low-key, off-duty clothes. That's the entire plot driving this story, no paparazzi ambush, no dramatic confrontation, just a quiet arrival, a quiet exit, and a day of online speculation filling in the blanks. So what could an unannounced late-night visit mean? Here are the leading theories circulating, along with the reasons fans give for and against each one. First, the professional explanation, urgent script work. Turkish is known for last-minute revisions, especially before pivotal episodes. Anyone who's worked on a daily or near-daily show knows that rewrites happen fast. Actors sometimes prefer to run a new scene face-to-face, especially if it's emotionally heavy or technically complex. Supporters of this theory point to the timing, end of shoot, rain outside, coffee cups in the morning, and say it fits a focused work session. Skeptics counter that if it were strictly professional, a rehearsal space or a video call would do. But here's the counter to the counter: late at night, when the city is quiet, some performers rehearse better in a calm, private environment. That alone doesn't prove anything beyond craft. Second, the personal support explanation, a friend checking in on a friend. This version says the visit was about life, not lines. Decompressing after a demanding week, talking through personal stress, or even dealing with something practical like a minor household mishap that needed a hand. People who lean this way note that the two have always projected mutual trust and an easy rapport. The challenge with this theory is that it explains everything and nothing. Space for friendship absolutely exists, it just doesn't satisfy a gossip cycle trained to read romance into every late-night coffee. Third, the romance explanation. The line between on-screen and off-screen has blurred, and this was the most natural sign so far. The pro-romance camp points to the consistency of their body language in past interviews, the way they defer to each other in press settings, and the simplicity of this moment: no showy display, no brand tie-in, just time spent. The con argument is the same one pragmatic fans always raise: real relationships are rarely announced by rumors, if anything, they're protected from rumors. And there's a fourth point here that deserves attention. Some productions include clauses discouraging co-star romances that might disrupt schedules. Whether or not such a clause exists for Turkish, it's a useful reminder that the stakes are not only emotional but also logistical. Look closely at how both handled the aftermath and you'll see a pattern. There were no defensive posts, no rushed denials, no cryptic quotes designed to fuel the fire. Instead, Both accounts carried on with ordinary updates, work snippets, a recycled throwback, a thank you to fans for ratings. That kind of steady tone often signals two things at once: we see the noise, and we're choosing not to feed it. Let's zoom out and ask the bigger question: why does this story land with such force? Partly because the on-screen pairing worked. Audiences invest when they believe two performers are listening to each other, not just reciting. Yağmur's Dylan is observant and strong, Barış's Baran is stubborn and principled. Together they brought shape to the push-pull dynamic that melodramas live on. When viewers sense that kind of synchrony, they look for it everywhere: press lines, festival photos, casual backstage clips. A late-night visit becomes a screen test for reality. It's also a function of how modern fan culture operates. A single set of low-resolution photos can evolve into a full narrative thread in hours. Timelines are built. Alibis are proposed. A scarf in one frame is matched to a past outfit, a reflection in a window becomes proof of who else was present. None of that is unique to this couple, but it does explain the speed. In the absence of a clear, first-person statement, communities create stories. Some are tender, some are territorial. Which one lasts depends on what happens next. What happens next, then? Expect 3 beats. 1. A soft reset via work. When a rumor swells, the most effective response is to redirect attention to the project. A good trailer, a meaningful episode, a scene that reminds you why you tuned in the first place. Those things quiet speculation without scolding anyone. 2. A measured joint appearance for professional reasons. It could be a festival panel, a charity event, or an award show. If they attend, watch the tone, friendly and focused, not flirty or performative. 3. If there's anything to confirm, it will arrive plainly. Not as a plot twist, not as a cliffhanger, but as a small caption or a quick interview line that says more by saying less. Whatever your camp, romance, friendship, or let them be, there's a shared baseline that matters. Public figures deserve the same privacy about their doorways and dawn coffees as anyone else. Curiosity is natural, entitlement is not. The best fan communities learn to hold both truths. You can love a screen couple fiercely and still give the people behind it room to define their own lives, in their own time, in their own words. Still, curiosity persists, so here are a few grounded reminders that help keep the conversation fair. First, late hours and set life go hand in hand. Filming doesn't respect a 9 to 5. Second, colleagues can be close without being romantic. Intimacy can be platonic, especially after long days building difficult scenes together. Third, even if feelings do evolve, it's not our job to turn every private step into public content. Announcements belong to the people living the story, not the people narrating it from the outside. As for Yağmur and Barış, their track record suggests they'll continue to prioritize craft. Yağmur has built a reputation for preparation. She's the kind of actor who annotates scripts and asks for extra time to find a scene's emotional spine. Barış brings steadiness, the kind of partner on set who takes care of the tempo so the other person can take risks. Together, that balance is why Turkish moved from a promising series to a genuine phenomenon. Whether this week's quiet visit was about lines, life, or love, it fits the same pattern: two professionals trying to meet the moment with care. If you made it this far, thank you for choosing a slower, more thoughtful version of the story. This channel tries to give you context instead of chaos, and to speak about real people with respect. If that's your style, please like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments where you land on this one. Do you think the visit was strictly about work? Do you read it as a sign of a deeper relationship? Or do you prefer not to read it at all and just enjoy the series? Your perspective helps shape what we cover next and how we cover it. Until then, let's keep watching the work that brought them into our lives and let the private milestones unfold at their pace, not ours. Thanks for listening. See you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.